Let's see where y'all can best see me at, because it's pretty dark in here. Gotta get some. So what I was saying earlier was, I wish I just had a little bit more light. Hold on. I gotta get some little lamps. I don't think that's gonna quite help though. It's still pretty dark. What I was saying earlier, the older I get, I'm learning to have self-love and appreciation for myself, for my genetics, for what makes me me, as far as my DNA breakdown. So as far as me being Black African American, but specifically African. So I remember when I was younger, to keep it short and simple, I feel like I loved being Black, but I felt like I still wanted to be Indian or wanted to be Puerto Rican or have some more of a big mixture in there to make me feel more exotic and beautiful. And my mama always taught me that being Black alone is beautiful. You don't have to be mixed with anything to be beautiful. You can be Black and beautiful just by itself. She always taught me that Black is what makes, the other things, when you mix with it, beautiful. Black stands out. Black, it always pulls the most. Like whenever somebody's mixed with Black, they always take more of the Black. Black is strong. It's a beautiful thing. But the older I get, I'm just realizing now when I look at myself in the mirror, when I wake up, as time goes on, I'm like, the African in me is very strong. I can see it in my features. I can see it in my face. I can see it now. It's like, it's strong. Whereas at first, I couldn't see it that way. I couldn't see it like when I was younger. And it was the relaxer though. When I was younger, I would get more questions like, hey, where are you from? And I would tease them and I would be like, Barbados, St. Thomas, Puerto Rico. I could say whatever and they would believe me until I'd be like, sigh, and they'd be like, oh, but and that was fun. But then the older I get, the more mature I get, it's horribly dark and I can't stand this. But the older I get, I realize that there's nothing, that it's a beautiful thing just being African, because that's exactly what I am. When I look at myself, I see that I am an African woman. I'm not just a Black woman, I'm an African woman. That's a beautiful thing. And so I can't wait to take a test to figure out, what exact tribes I have in me, or meaning what African countries I have in me, knowing that most of us Blacks, coming from our ancestors, Black slaves, came from the Ivory Coast, the west coast of Africa. And so it's the same things like Nigeria. What's the other one? Igbo was the same thing. Fulani and what's that called? Oh, I'm forgetting all the main ones because a lot of my coworkers are the same ones. What's it called? Cameroon, and then we have the I forgot, but it's like 5 of them that are like the main countries from the western side of Africa that we come from, which is probably what we're all mixed with in different numbers. So anyway, as I get older, I'm learning to love myself as an African woman, not just a Black woman, but I'm realizing I'm African. Like the older I get, they look at me and they be like, no, you look African. No, you're like, a lot of people come to me and they were like, I thought you were African until you started talking. Then a lot of Africans tell me that, then I realized, no, you're from over here. So I say all that to say Black woman, because I was trying to say it earlier, but I couldn't because my internet kept cutting off. But anyway, what I was trying to say was learn to love yourself and know that you're beautiful just the way God made you. You don't have to have all these lashes stacked up to here. That gets to a point where it takes away, in my opinion. When your lashes are stacked up so high, like, you look like a clown more than you do anyone beautiful, or even what y'all thinking is a diva. That looks ridiculous. That's too long. That's too much. That's beginning to look, it begins to look foolish. You're doing too much. Less is more. You don't always have to step out with cakes of makeup and weave down to your butt. You're beautiful the way God made you. You are beautiful in the light that God made you. However long, however coarse, however wide, however full your lips are, you're beautiful just the way God made you. I'm not liking the way this is so dark. I think I'm going to switch to over here. My gosh, it's hot. So I wanted to tell you guys that. Hold up, 'cause my closet is it's full. I wanted to tell you guys that I don't like this either, though. I just want y'all to learn to have self-love for yourself. You know what I mean? I want y'all to learn to know that you're beautiful the way God made you. That you don't have to have on long lashes and weave down your butt and cakes of makeup to be beautiful. If you want to do that, that's your right and that's your choice. But you don't have to do that in order to be beautiful. And I feel like a lot of you feel like you have to do that because that's what everybody else is doing, or you feel like that's the way you are most beautiful. And for years our beauty was looked down on, especially if you were brown skin, dark skin, and you have coarse hair. It was hard keeping up with the Caucasians or anybody else of a lighter complexion with a softer hair. So when weave came out and when the lashes came out, we picked up on it because we said, hey, we can be having that same hair, we can do this and be just as beautiful. But we forgot one thing because we weren't taught it for so many years, and that's that you're beautiful just as you are, as dark and as lovely as you are, as bright and as lovely as you are. Black comes in light to darkest, and your hair is beautiful the way it is. You don't have to weave it up, and you don't have to lash and cake it up for a black woman to be beautiful, for you to even compete with any other type of beauty. You can recognize your own. Praise the Lord there. Talking to the black sisters out there, the black queens, you can recognize your own beauty in being, whether your hair is natural or relaxed. I want you black sisters to start realizing and taking some time to spend with your own hair. If you wear weave 99% of the time out of the year, there should be at least a month or some time in a year where you take time and not only take care of your hair just as a woman, you probably do that anyway, but where you let people know you're beautiful with your own hair, where you show your real hair is what I'm saying. At some point you should show your real hair. At some point you should tone down the makeup and the lashes and show natural beauty, even if you do it a day out the year, and just show folks the real you, that you're beautiful just the way you are. Because when you putting on lashes every day and caking the makeup and weave, that kind of shows that you feel like the only way you're beautiful is if you add somebody else's hair on your head, and if you add somebody else's hair to your eyes, and if you add all these cakes and makeup. That's silly, because really, as black women, as the more I get and the more the natural hair world, the more we've been educated about our hair and we see the beauty within our own hair, I see that 9 times out of 10 we look more beautiful with our natural hair and our real hair any day than we do with everybody else's hair on our head, with these women's head from India and all these other stuff. I'm not saying it doesn't look beautiful, because the weaves are beautiful too, but it doesn't beat our natural beauty. Nothing beats your natural beauty. And there's so many women out there that don't wear weaves because it's hard to take care of their own hair, because their own hair is short or this or blah. It's because it's easy to manage, and I get that. But I feel like a lot of times we lose our self-worth, our appreciation for our unique beauty within, as a black woman, that comes with our natural hair. Even if you want to be relaxed, but there is something special that comes with our natural hair that you can't even get with relaxed hair. It's exotic, it's beautiful. No other woman can rock an afro like a black woman. No other woman can, you know what I'm saying? Even if you're mixed with a little black, you know what I'm saying? That's enough to make you black point blank. One drop is enough. You know, at least 20 to 30% is enough to really bring out the black in somebody. So all I'm saying is, we are beautiful. We have a rareness that nobody else has, and we're not better, but we have to understand that, black women. We have to understand that there is something special within our DNA, within our natural hair strands. I don't care how coarse, how nappy, how much it breaks the comb, because I get the struggle is real. You can find a way to work it. Like for me, it's the Eco Styling Gel. I like to slick it. That's what works for me. I like to keep it laid down. It's easy. It can stay like that for 2 or 3, 4 days. Sometimes even 7 before I have to wash it again, except it'll get flaky. So I just throw some water on it, re-gel it, and keep going. I say all this to say, less is more. Less is more. Less is more. There is a beauty within your natural beauty, black woman, that you are covering up every time you wear those extra lashes and all that extra weave and all that extra makeup. It's like, tone it down at some point. You're beautiful the way God made you. You don't have to do the extra. You don't have to compete with anybody else. You're beautiful the way God made you. You can just rock some mascara and just put on some lipstick, make sure your eyebrows are on fleek, and go. You don't have to do the extra. If you choose to do the extra, that's your right, that's your choice. But I want y'all to understand there is a beauty within even your natural hair that if you've never been natural, try, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but try it, because there's a beauty there that nobody else has but you. It's a flyness, it's a hipness, it's a coolness, it's a soulfulness, it's an exoticness that you haven't even tasted or experienced yet. And if it's not for you, if you don't want to stick with it, okay, go back to the relaxer. But know that you're beautiful with your own hair, whether it's relaxed or natural, with your own eyes, with your own lashes. You don't have to do any extra. And if you're bleaching your skin out there, black woman, there is a whole secret world of black women bleaching your skin. That's crazy. People get tans to get a little complexion to their skin. And maybe you guys think, well, they're just trying to get caramel. They're not trying to be brown and dark like us brown or dark skin sisters. There is a richness in being brown skin and being dark skin, especially dark skin. I just think that is so beautiful. That's why I have this picture right here in my living room. Because I love all forms of beauty, I just love beauty, period. But she is so beautiful to me. Do you see how rich and dark she is and beautiful? You see how thick and coarse her hair is? But she's absolutely gorgeous. And I don't know if she's a real woman or not, but I'm sure it's lots of girls that look like her. She is gorgeous. And if her nose didn't even have that point and it was just wide, more of Africa, just wide across, she'd still be gorgeous. If her lips were even more fuller and bigger, if they even had a beak like I have, like that Irene Cara beak, and she'd still be gorgeous. Her complexion is so rich, and this is a richness that is only found in the dark-skinned black sisters. It's not even in us light-skinned and brown-skinned sisters. If you be honest, there is a richness about a beautiful black-skinned sister and a beautiful black-skinned brother that's not even in us light-skinned and brown-skinned sisters. There is a richness in that complexion. To be dark-skinned is to be rich. In my opinion, it's a rich beauty. It's rich. It's just rich in complexion. It's rich in melanin. And a lot of times the world does not recognize that, but it does not mean it's not so. It's a rareness. It's a uniqueness. It's a beauty. And a lot of times they'll laugh at you growing up, but you have to know that you're beautiful. To my dark-skinned sisters and my dark-skinned brothers. And I feel like dark-skinned brothers are more accepted more because, first of all, everybody loves black men, but black women don't get the same treatment. You know what I'm saying? But black-skinned sisters and brothers, you're beautiful. If you're a little black-skinned little girl, you are beautiful. You're not a mistake. You are not ugly. You are not a monkey or what they call us. You are not this and you are not that. You're beautiful. And you need to know that you're rich in beauty. To be dark-skinned is to be rich in melanin and to be rich in beauty. It's rich. It's exotic. It's a beautiful thing. And embrace it. And the older I get, I embrace the fact that I'm not just a black woman, because I am black, American black, but I'm an African woman. You can look at my face. Look at my face. That ain't just a black woman. That's an African woman. Look at my face. That's an African staring back at you. So the older I get, I see that. I recognize my DNA. I recognize the specifics from each side of my DNA. I recognize where I get this from, and I recognize which parent I get that from. I recognize that just in looking at me, just in looking at my characteristics. And I think it's a beautiful thing because you take two totally different people, you put them together, they come together in this chemistry, and they make this whole different person that shares characteristics and blood traits and features from both of them just mixed up. And I think that is so dope. Like, God is awesome how he can take two people and create a whole different person, yet that person can either A, look like one or the other of the parents, 2, look like both of them, or 3, look like neither one of them but still be a mixture of both of them. And that just blows my mind. And so the whole chemistry of it, of how God makes us and uses people to create other people, is a beautiful thing. But like I said, when I was younger, I used to be like, No, I'd rather, I want to be more, I'm black, but I want an Indian, or I want this, and I wish I was Puerto Rican, and bye-bye. The older I get, I'm like, yo, look at me, man, look at me. I'm African. I'm a legit African. Like, I'm probably like, when I do this test, I'm going to share the results with y'all, but I'm sure I'm legitly at least 90 to 100% African. Like, I don't even know if I'm 80% African. I'm probably legit 90% African and maybe 10% European when it comes down to it. So all I say is we have to understand our roots and where we come from, and that to be black, to be African black woman, because we ain't nothing but Africans mixed with a little white and Indian. That's it. The percentages are different. We have to understand that that's a beautiful thing. Now, God brought us out of Africa because at the time we weren't serving him. We was idol worshipers. We probably were doing voodoo, worshiping Allah and all types of demonic gods that was not the God. So God loved us, but he used slavery to bring us to him. And that's exactly what slavery did. It humbled us and it introduced us to what they call the white man God. But the white man God was really the God of Israel, and he's the God of gods. He's the God of all. He's the God of all. He's the God of everybody. White, black, he's the God of Israel. He's the one true living God. So God used the slavery to bring us blacks, us Africans, to him, because we're Africans. And I need you guys to know that. And I know that there are some Africans that have different attitudes about us. I see it. Some African women look down on us black women because maybe they feel like we're cotton pickers, or they think they're better because they consider themselves pure Africans. I mean, when I was in college, I was telling my African friend, Irene, you remember you were on here? I was like, I'm African too. She was like, no, I'm pure African. I was like, so I'm African too. Like, I can't tell a mixed chick she's not black because one of her parents is white or Hispanic and one of her parents is black. Like, and then because both of my parents are black, me to tell her, no, I'm black, you're not black. Like, what? Do you know how strong African blood and black blood is? Legit, one drop is true. Like, okay, maybe not one drop. Even in Hispanics, most Hispanics have 7 drops. They would just be considered black. But in actuality, if you 30 to 40% African, you're black. That's enough to legit give you, you can tell, you can look at it and be like, okay, they got some black in them. At least it's strong enough. So I'm saying it's strong. I say all that to say that we have to realize that we have to love ourselves. Yes, we are black. We are still Africans at the end of the day. We're misplaced Africans, but we've got a little bit of white and a little bit of that. But we've evolved into Americans over time. But there's a beauty in us, black women, that I want you to know it's okay. It's a beautiful thing to be dark-skinned, to be brown-skinned, to have a big nose and big lips and nappy hair, that you can be all these things and still be beautiful. Because I have a big nose. It's not that big. It's pointed, but as you can see, it still flares on the sides. And I definitely have big lips. I have big, broad cheeks. I have that beak, that cute beak that Irene Cara has, that Whoopi Goldberg has too. And I have coarse hair. And I'm still beautiful. Not in an arrogant way. I'm saying my beauty is just as beautiful as the blonde hair and the blue eyes chick. You know what I'm saying? It's just as beautiful as the Indian chick. Beauty is beauty. We come in different forms of beauty, but we're still beautiful. Some people may look down and say, well, you're not beautiful because you're dark, or because your nose is too big, your lips are too big, your hair is too nappy, and I'm better than you because I look more closer to the white person, or my hair is slicker, or because I'm this or I'm that. Lo and behold, some people may think their race is whole better than somebody because they can flip their hair. I mean, I've experienced different things like that. None of us are better than nobody else. None of us are better than nobody else. All of us are beautiful. But black woman, you're beautiful. You're exotic. Your nappy hair is exotic. Your nappy hair is the coolest afro. People wish they can have white people wish they could have afro. People wish they could have afro. You know what I'm saying? Just like we want a straight hair. We want their hair. They want our hair. We want this. They want our skin. I mean, if we be honest, we look at each other like, dang, I wish my hair was straight. I wish I had your complexion. Well, I wish I could wear an afro. Like, I remember one white lady told me one time, she was like, I wish I could wear yellow, but it doesn't go good, with my complexion. She's thinking because she's paler or lighter. So we all, if we be honest, we can all take from each other and be like, hey, well, I wish I had that. I wish I had that. But at the end of the day, God made us all beautiful. White, black, blue, green, in between. He made us all beautiful. Whites, Latinos, Indians, natives, whoever we are. It's so many different races out here. But they're pretty much all summed in to white, blacks, Asians, and Latinos. If you look at it, like I said, the world would be boring if we were all the same. But in general, even in India, they look down on the darker skinned Indians, and this has been going on since the beginning of time. Solomon said in the Bible, don't look at me because I'm black, because the sun has looked upon my skin. It has baked my skin, or looked upon my skin. My mother's children look down upon me because I'm black. He said, they made me sweet, but though I'm black, I'm lovely. And here's another thing that's wrong with that's not quite right in our community. We got this saying, and everybody embraces it and does not realize that there is some shade in the saying. The saying does not say black is beautiful, because black is beautiful. I don't care how black, or I don't care how, according to the world, maybe they're not so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? For instance, Biggie had lyrics that said something like black, big, and ugly as ever. However, but I'm here to tell the people that are black and big and ugly as ever, according to the world, because we all have our different standards of beauty, that to God, you're still beautiful, that he still made us in his image, so we're still beautiful, even if our image doesn't line up with our form of beauty, because we all have our own form of beauty. We're still beautiful. So I say all that to say, they say my black is beautiful. So if you're saying my black is beautiful, you're saying only your black is beautiful. My kind of black is beautiful. My black is beautiful. I don't know, but I ain't saying all black is beautiful. Your black is not as beautiful as mine, but my black is beautiful. No, the correct term is black is beautiful. Just like white is beautiful. From the flyest white girl to the palest plain Jane white girl, she's still beautiful. Why? Because we're all made in God's image. Black, white, Latino, Indian, and native, all. And there's different types of natives, rainforest natives. So that's why I'm saying it like that. So what I'm saying is, we have to understand that while we're loving ourselves, don't make any differentiation. There's no one's better than the other. Black is beautiful. White is beautiful. Spanish is beautiful. Hispanic is beautiful. Tejano is beautiful. Indian is beautiful. Chinese is beautiful. Japanese is beautiful. Filipino mixtures are beautiful. Black love is beautiful. Interracial love is beautiful. As long as it's love that God ordained between a man and a woman, that he has brought together by his divine glory, then it's a beautiful thing. Whether it's black or whether it's interracial, as long as it's a man and a woman that God has brought together, it's a beautiful thing. Okay, we got biracial butterflies. We got beautiful black butterflies. One is greater than the other. When you take somebody black and somebody Hispanic, you get a beautiful thing. You take somebody black and white, you get a beautiful thing. You take two black people, you get a beautiful thing. You take two white people, you get a beautiful thing. We got some beautiful biracial butterflies, like Irene Curry, like Lynetta McKee. The world is giving us beautiful biracial butterflies. And we got beautiful just black women, who is a beautiful black woman that's legit black? Who's a legit beautiful black woman? Lauryn Hill, for example. And then we have other black women that are black, but they still have Indian in them or something. And it just makes these beautiful things. Like, in my opinion, Ananda Lewis is one of the beautifulest black women I've seen. And it was somebody else, but I can't remember who the other chick is. But I remember, even to this day, Ananda Lewis, the one that used to have her own talk show, is still like one of the prettiest black women I've ever seen. So when you take black and you mix it with it a little bit and it's still beautiful. Even when you don't mix it, it's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful to be black and just black by itself. An African queen, it's beautiful to be black and to be interracial. So love yourself and love others. But to my black queens out there, understand that your hair, it's not cursed. It's not bad. It is a scripture in the Bible that talked about somebody being haughty, and I don't know if that was us or if it was whoever else, but for one, when you serve God, you're not cursed. So if there was something there, God's grace and mercy can cover it. And if you ask him to take care of your hair, he will bless your hair to grow. Your hair is not a curse, is my point. Your hair is a blessing. Our hair is actually the weakest of all hair types, with Asian hair being the strongest. Chinese people have the strongest hair. You see how they whip them up in those sticks? They have the strongest hair. And we have the weakest because it's easy to break. That doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It means we have to take extra care. It's like a plant. We have to love it. We have to talk to it. I saw this one chick on YouTube that named it. So black woman, I've been out talking all this time to say one thing. Learn to love you and your natural hair and your beautiful natural self. If your hair is relaxed, learn that you don't have to weave it, but learn that there is a beauty in our natural hair, but there is a beauty in your natural self, without the lashes, without the weaving, without the hair, whether your hair is relaxed or natural. But I'm finally seeing the beauty in my true DNA. Look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, yo, I'm not black. I'm not just black. I'm legit African. I'm probably like 90%. Look at me. That's not a black woman. That's an African woman. Come on, man. It's a black woman because I'm American. I grew up in America. I'm black, yes, but I'm legit African. Look at me. You can't tell me I'm not African. So the older I get, I realize that, and I'm finally finding the beauty in that. How you doing? Praise the Lord, Sister Ruby. And we have to do that too, black women, because even just growing up in black civilization, we always joke about being lighter, or we got the cute light skin cousin, or like it's always better to have some type of mixture or have some type of mixed hair. Like just being legit black is a curse or a bad thing, or if you're darker, if your hair is navy. Like we've always leaned toward more of the European persuasion or looks, and we always thought that was better. But the truth is none of it's better. And I'm not taking away if you happen to be mixed and beautiful and you happen to be a pretty yellow girl. My mom always said I was a pretty yellow girl. If you're a pretty yellow girl, you're just a pretty yellow girl. Just like she would always say, but if you're pretty in chocolate, you're pretty in chocolate. If you whatever you is, you can't help it if you're pretty in yellow. Some people legit be hating light-skinned people because they happen to be light-skinned and beautiful. If that's who they is, that's who they is. But just as much as be pretty and yellow, it's pretty chocolate girls. It's pretty brown skin. But the point is, it's not about all that. Even in my younger self, now I'm just rambling, y'all, so I done said the gist. The gist is I want you black women to know that you're beautiful. If you're just coming into your natural hair journey, there is an exotic, there is a uniqueness, there is a grace in our natural beauty that us with weave and lashes, even relaxed hair, cannot touch the beauty of our natural hair, of us in our natural. It's exotic, you know. When I look at myself, and of course I still put on a little lipstick, put on a little mascara, because I ain't trying to be looking like Tommy. And that's what I'm supposed to do, because I'm not a boy, I'm a young lady. When I keep myself up, you know, with my natural hair, because that's what God called me to do. I'm a woman. I'm supposed to adorn myself, but not pridefully, but beautifully, in an elegant way, in a modest way. But when I do that, then I see, there's a uniqueness there. I'm an African queen. I'm a beautiful African queen. There's a uniqueness there that I can't get with the weave. There's a uniqueness there that I can't get with the relaxer. And I'd still be beautiful. Matter of fact, it would give me then a more of a look of a black and Indian look. That's what happens when I add like extra hair and weave. I can get that black Pocahontas look. But there's a true uniqueness there when I take it off, because this is really the real me. This is the real me. Not to say that I probably don't have a little bit of something in the blood. I probably do. But legitly, I'm still African. I'm probably like 90% African. That's what I realize as I get older. So if this is the percentage of me, then why am I trying to run from it with the relaxer and with the weave, trying to be everything else than what I truly am, which is an African? That's what I am. I can't run from that. I am African. I'm not just a black woman. I'm a legit African. I don't know my languages. It's probably mixed up with African tribes, but I'm African. So I embrace that now. I love the uniqueness that I am a beautiful African queen. This is where I come from. Let me take my test so I can look at the tribes and say, okay, so this is what I have, and I can see the traits of these people. You can see what's in you. You know what to pray against. You know where you get certain attitudes, blah, blah, blah. Then you get to understand who you really are, because you see the ethnic group that lies within inside of you. That's the true you. Man, I was getting somewhere. Man, I be getting off easy. But hello, how you doing, Sister Carolyn? I was going somewhere, but then I legit forgot where I was going, because I started talking about something else. Gee, I don't even remember anymore. I probably will later though. But that's probably it, because I done forgot what I was going to say. I was gonna say I was gonna take a DNA test and that'll help me, know where I'm coming from. I don't think that's what I was gonna say. I forgot what I was gonna say legitly. But I guess that would be the main thing for us black women, to know that we're beautiful. Yeah. Know that you're beautiful. For me, I didn't struggle, but because I felt beautiful as long as, I kept myself up. But having big lips, my mom always told me, though, you're a beautiful black girl, so that helps too. But you have to know it within yourself, and you have to be raised that way too. Else I would have been insecure, because as a little girl, I remember I was insecure for a moment. I'm like, man, I'm too dark, or I'm brown. But my mom always said, you're a pretty black girl. Oh, I can't believe I had a beautiful chocolate baby. Me, I got a chocolate baby. Ain't that something? You're a chocolate me. But she always would call me her hot Dotsy. She had a brown skinned, beautiful baby doll. So I'm saying those help affirm you that you're beautiful. Now, if I would have had a mom that'd be like, God dog, you're a chocolate monkey, you wide nose, and I can't believe I had this chocolate monkey, and that would have affected me. But I didn't have that. I had a mom, but I also had a mom that kept me level-headed. She would say, you're a beautiful young lady, but you got some ugly ways. And she said, and when you act ugly, it makes you look ugly. So she said, you don't want to just be beautiful on the outside. You want to be beautiful on the inside. Because I had a mom that taught me to keep God first, that checked me when I was wrong, I feel like it kept me level-headed. So now that she's gone, I have to keep myself level-headed. But though she's gone, I still know what she would say. So anytime I feel like I'm going the wrong way, I can hear my mom still speaking to me, or what she would say to me, and it keeps me on track. Like I can hear my mom, I know what she would say. So my point is, black women, to those women that struggle because you feel like you're not beautiful enough because your hair is coarse or short, or your lips are too big, or you're brown or you're dark, I want you to know that God didn't make any mistakes when he made you, that you're just as beautiful as the next chick with the long hair down to her butt, that's light skinned, that's white, that's Hispanic, that's Asian, that you're beautiful within your own right, within your own uniqueness. You are a beautiful African queen, because you're not just black, you're African. Okay, so I know a lot of y'all don't want to be. You feel like something's wrong with being African, which is what we are, but it's nothing wrong with it. It's a beautiful thing. Everybody else can accept their roots. White people, oh, I'm Scottish, I'm Ireland, Hispanic. You got to know where you're from. Because Hispanics are a mixture of Native Americans, and Spanish people are just white people that talk Spanish, and Europeans. So just white and Indian mixed together. But you have to know who you are. So black people, we don't know who we are. We're Africans, okay? We're African Americans. We're legit African, but we mix with European, and the percentage is different. But I think I'm like 90%. I might be like 85. If it's a lower percentage, it might be 80% African. But I'm pretty sure I'm at least 90% African or 85% African. So I say all that to say we're Africans. So black woman, you are an African queen. You're you African queen. You are beautiful. Okay, and then some of the Africans look at us like we're not pure and that they're better. Some of them are sweet, and some. Oh, we African too. I don't care. We do got a little white in us. Okay, we still African. I'm still an African queen, and you are too. And you're beautiful in that. And be elegant, and be graceful, and be ladylike, and learn to love yourself. Learn the uniqueness and the grace in natural beauty. Nothing can touch it. Nothing. I can put as many weaves on my head. I can put as many lashes. Can't nothing touch this right here. This natural beauty. Now, granted, with your natural beauty, with my natural hair, I still got to comb it. I still have to groom it. Can't just wake up and be like, yeah, that's right, I'm a black queen. Shoot, I don't care what you say. I'm just going to go to work with my hair sticking up on top of my head. Because some people do that. And if that's what they choose to do, that's their right. But now God still wants us to take care of our appearance. That means if you're a lady, he wants you to comb your hair, to groom it, to do. If you have an afro, you can rock it in an afro. But make sure your afro is groomed is my point. And so we have to make sure we're groomed in our lifestyles. And even clean it up. Holiness. See, most of y'all will say. But anyway, that's all I came to say. When I look around at my young black sisters, everybody looks the same. Everybody looks the same. Unless they have natural hair, they all have on somebody else's hair, somebody else's lashes, and makeup. It's like they all have this Hollywood black girl look. Weave, lashes, makeup. And I just want to see somebody that's beautiful and naturally them. Whether your hair is wavy, whether it's coarser, I just want to see somebody naturally beautiful with their own lashes, with their own hair, and that's not caked up with a bunch of makeup. That's not really, because everything is the same. It's like y'all are running. Mary J. Blige got a song that say, "It's so many queens in here, you've been running from the beautiful queen that you can be becoming. Just because of the hair, just because of the length of your hair don't ring long, and they often criticize you for your skin tone. Go on and get your dance on, because you's a beautiful woman," or something like that. And the song is so true, because we feel like we have to put in weave and lashes to feel beautiful. And even if we ain't the best looking, you are beautiful. So you don't have to put it on. You want to feel beautiful, and there's nothing wrong with a woman feeling beautiful. If you got to get your hair done or put a weave on to make you feel beautiful, nothing's wrong with that. But know that you make the weave. The weave doesn't make you. You make it. You carry yourself. So many girls, my mom would tell me that so many of these girls, they let the weave make them. They put it on, then all of a sudden they act brand new, then they got all this attitude, and then when they don't have a weave, they look like they're 10 years old. Well, humble yourself. Humble yourself. You don't have to let nothing change you, but know that you're beautiful, naturally you. So my point is not to put anyone down. My point is that you make whatever you add on, but at some point you should take off the add-ons and love the natural you and rock the natural you and learn to embrace the natural you. Big lips, wide nose, and all. Thin lips, thin nose, and all. Whatever the natural you is. It's some white girls on here. It's some white girls on here. Love the natural you. It's some white girls, believe it or not, that want to be black. And they like, dang, I'm white, I want to be black. Love the white you. Nothing wrong. You's a European queen. Shoot, Queen Elizabeth up in this mud. Don't be chopping off nobody's head, but you's a beautiful queen. White woman and all. So love the natural you. And whoever you are, love the natural. Some mixed young ladies, and you know what I'm saying, maybe somebody make you feel bad, you feel like you're not black enough, or you feel like maybe you torn in between, and then a lot of days I feel like they're not, because they be cool. Like everybody mostly love a mixed chick, but for those who have felt those rejection or struggles, you're beautiful. There's no mistake in you. You don't have to fit into nobody else's column. You can be, if you're biracial, you are just those things. You are the best of both worlds, and that's a beautiful thing. So embrace that. Whoever the natural you is, embrace it. Don't try to alter yourself to become what America is saying a hip black chick looks like, or a hip mixed chick looks like, or whatever the urban population is saying this is what a woman looks like, or whatever. Be you. Like whoever God made you, and having your hair naturally does, and whatever. If you want to straighten it, okay, but learn to accept the naturalness and the beautiful uniqueness in your own natural beauty, whatever that may be, whether it's light skin with freckles and curly hair, whether it's dark skin with full lips, or whether it's dark skin with a pointed nose. There's so many differentiations, but the darker and the coarser the hair, the more we feel like we got to add on to be beautiful. And that's what I'm saying. No, you don't. There is a beauty in us. There is a uniqueness in us that nobody else has, and nobody's better than the other. But love that black woman. Embrace it and love it. We are beautiful black African queens. Embrace it and love it, but keep God first and rebuke them demons, because our ancestors brought on a lot of generational curses that didn't please God. So I even believe I try to pray like on behalf of my ancestors or something like forgive us for their sins, because I feel like that really angered God. And I'm like, whatever's not right in my DNA, take it out, because it still flows like through the DNA, like, and we be wondering why we rebellious and all that, and it's because this is the tribe we come from in Africa, or this percentage is in us, and that's those spiritual traits we have in us. It's within us as our culture, as every people have specific traits that come with that nationality. That's what a lot of people don't know, that you have to pray, you have to work for, like Africans love to dance. And so sometimes when you watch gospel, I know for me, when I watch gospel African videos, I see some dances, even children, I see some inappropriate movement, and so I'm like, that's not godly. So we have to learn how to separate what comes naturally to us because of our grace and what's holy, what's godly, and only God can do that. He can edit it, like he can filter it, he can purge it, because a lot of times we have to be purged. Like Latinos love to salsa, they love to dance, and some people say, oh, it's nothing wrong with that, but I believe that once you give your life to God, you have to let certain stuff go. So maybe if you do like some gospel type of dance, that's cool, but otherwise than that, it's still sin. It's groovy, it's dope, yeah, but it's still sin. So you have to let God filter you and work it out. Like even me, I love to dance, and I was the type of person that loved R&B, I loved salsa because I had rhythm and I had soul. And so I was just like, Lord, alter this. So I had to give my life to God. I had to let it go, because for me, and in general, when you serve God, you just got to let go of some stuff. You're going to have to let go of worldly music. You're going to have to let go of smoking. And you're going to have to let go of some stuff, whether you like it or not. But for me, I really had to, because I had soul. I had rhythm. And so I had to let go, because that stuff can draw you out and keep you dry. I even had dreams where I was dancing. I was like, whoa, I'm Christian. I can't be dancing. I was like, nah, I can't be doing that. So you just got to, like, for me, I got to check it, like, keep it like, whoa, no, don't do nothing. It might take you out there, like, Lord, I don't want you doing, because he knows what's in each of us that can move us, away from him. So he knows, and that's different for each of us. But the thing is holiness for all of us. But anyway, Black queens, you're beautiful. Now, I was going to say some extra stuff, and I done forgot it, but the gist of it is I want to remind y'all there is a rareness, a uniqueness, and a beauty that is only found in your natural beauty. Aside from the lashes, the weave, and the makeup, it can't find it. You can be beautiful with it, but there is a genetic, rare uniqueness and gracefulness found in your natural beauty. That is not in any other type of beautiful. And I'm not saying you can't be dopely beautiful with the weave, because that's a plain lie. You can be gorgeous with the weave, and there's nothing wrong with it if you want to wear a weave or whatever. But I just want y'all to know also that you're beautiful just the way God made you, with your coarse hair, nappy hair, kinky hair. I say nappy because to me it's nappy. Some people say that's insulting. It ain't insulting. This stuff is nappy, and it's beautiful. It's nappy, and guess what? I'm gonna be dope with my nappy head itself. I'm nappy headed and I'm beautiful. Yes, it is nappy, and it's beautiful. I'm beautiful and I'm nappy. Thank you very much. I'm trying to be politically correct. It's not nappy, it's kinky. Child, I broke the comb. It's nappy. Thank you, Lord, for my nappy hair. And I even had to learn how to thank God, because I used to be like thinking, why is my hair kinky? Why did God give us kinkier hair? Why can my hair can't be flowing like the white girl his pants? Why can't I, then I had to realize that's selfish. Then I had to realize just even now and then to be like, nah, you need to thank God, because yours is unique. Because if I want to have their hair, at the end of the day, I can put somebody else's hair on my head and I can rock that, but they really can't put my hair on their head and get that soulful look, get that, you know what I'm saying? There's a uniqueness here. And not only that, I can do so many diverse things with my hair that other people can't. Our hair is diverse, we can get all these different things done to it. No ego, no pride in it, because God hates pride. But I had to see the appreciation for black hair, and I had to begin to thank God for my hair in its coarse state and all, instead of complaining. I had to appreciate the uniqueness that he's given me. And as if I was any other race, there's a uniqueness in all of us, but it's not pride, and it's not better. It's not putting nobody else down. It's just appreciating and loving who you are, but still loving others just the same. Because remember, God hates pride. But we're supposed to love ourselves and love others. So love your beauty, black woman, and all women are beautiful. But love your beauty, love your hair, love your features, and know that there is a gracefulness, a beautifulness in natural beauty. And just even in toning it down, less is more. I can't say this enough. I cannot say this enough to the black girls out there, because everybody is looking the same. Everybody's wearing lashes and weaves and make caked up, and nobody's really walking out with their real face on. Everybody's got somebody else's hair, somebody else's eyelashes on, and somebody else's face on. And it's like, take off the mask and learn to love the real you. If it's relaxed, be you. But less is more, because we got all this is not even our face. It's getting to the point where the young people my age and younger, it's got this orange and blue hair and green hair. Let me tell y'all something, because ain't nobody telling y'all. So I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. There is nothing more classier than black hair on a black woman. If you light skinned, then blonde hair look good on you. You can get away with the blonde and the burgundy. If you're brown skinned, perhaps you can get away with the blonde, the black, and the brown. But let me tell y'all something, my beautiful black queens. I'm going to tell y'all something, because ain't nobody telling y'all. Blonde hair don't look good on y'all. It does not fit your complexion. Your complexion is rich, but blonde hair does not go with the dark skin tone. It goes with the light skin tone. Maybe some brown skinned girls can get away with it. You have to fit what works for you. But let me definitely tell y'all what looks a hot mess in general on black women. That's this purple hair, this blue hair, and this red hair. I don't know where these purple, blue hair, red hair, and demon colored came from. But somebody need to send them back to hell because they are messing up these black girls' hair. They come into work, to Walmart with blue hair, purple hair, and red hair. It looks all kinds of crazy, tacky, just ratchet. It looks ratchet. And I don't even like that word. It looks a hot mess. Black young ladies, educate yourself on what looks graceful. Go back to the old school black Hollywood woman. Like, just look at some pictures of, oh, what's that one lady? My mom used to love her. She played, what's her name? She played in, oh gosh, I can't even think of her name. She played alongside Dorothy Dandridge. Just look at black women from the 70s, 30s, and 40s, and look at the difference. They had black hair. They wear it curly. They wear their hair, whether it was short, snap short, they wear it beautiful. And it was relaxed most of the time, but it was beautiful. If it was in an afro from the 70s, they were graceful. They were classy. Look at the difference between a black woman from the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. Even go to the 90s. Look at the difference in how they wear their hair. And then check us out these days, 28 and down. You didn't see nobody back there with purple hair, with red hair, with blue hair. Now, granted, some of these girls look cute with their little blue weaves. Maybe if they light skin, they can pull it off. Maybe if they brown skin, most of the time, I'm not with that. I'm telling y'all to be honest, that does not look right. On some of the girls, it does match. It looks cute. I'm gonna be honest. But on most of them, especially when you get to the browner and the darker skin tones with this blue and this red, purple hair, that's when it's just ratchet. To me, red hair and blue and purple is ratchet on any black sister. On a white sister, like, why is your hair? No, the white girls can pull it off. But it doesn't look classy as whatever the natural on anybody, black or white. Your natural hair looks classier. Now they can go with a color that looks more neutral, like a white girl can go auburn blonde. You know, it looks neutral. But when you get to these crazy colors, y'all, it don't look right on us black young ladies, and nobody's telling y'all that, because in the hood it's cute. In the urban neighborhood it's cute to have blue braids and purple braids and orange braids and fire braids. I'm gonna tell y'all that looks a hellified hot mess. Yes, a hellified hot mess. It's not beautiful. It's ugly. It's tacky. It's unclassy. But it shows that you're not educated to understand that that's ugly stuff on your head. Why are you wearing blue braids? It's not cute. It's cute to y'all, but I'm telling y'all honestly, and you can only learn this if you, how do I say it without being if you educate yourself. That's why I said go back and look at the black women, because I'm talking to black sisters from the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. Look at how they carried themselves. Look at how they dressed. The dress, look at how they wear their hair. They all had hair that matched their skin. They even wear their hair better. They even wear it classier. You know, no matter what the style was, it was classy. Even their braids were classy when they wear it. It was nice and decent. They didn't have purple braids and blue, a head full of Kool-Aid braids. That's not classy. It's ratchet. It is. I don't care how pretty you are. That's a hot mess on your head. Why do you have blue hair? God didn't give nobody blue hair. Nobody has, some people have auburn hair, but nobody really has like orange, red. White girls have red hair, but it's that type of red that matches them. It's not straight up this color red. Like, y'all, come on, y'all. So God can deliver us from the ghetto spirit of hot messiness hair. He can deliver us from that. Because some of our nieces and some of our baby cousins need to be delivered from the ghetto spirit of hot messiness hair, because it's ratchet. And they don't know that. And the only way they can know that is if their mama and the woman around them teach them what a woman should look like, what's classy, because red braids and blue braids are not classy. You know, an angel came to me in a dream, and for whatever reason, the angel told me not to wear braids anymore. That's me. Now, I don't know if it's something about what the Bible say, don't wear braids and the adorning of the hair. I know that black women can get very prideful with braids and beading and all that, and that goes back to Africa. And remember, God hates pride. Nothing's wrong with loving ourselves or even adorning ourselves with jewelry, as long as it's modestly, because the Bible even talks about how the bride adorns herself with jewelry. So it's not a sin to wear jewelry, but it can be prideful when we put these things above God or try to put our beauty before anybody else, or vainly. That's when it's a sin. For whatever reason, it told me maybe I carry myself a different way when I had braids, because I used to wear braids. But what I want y'all to be left with is not, you can't wear braids. That's what the angel told me. So, but for maybe I had, like I said, maybe